Okay, I at least listened to that video on my camera, and I could at least hear myself. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me once this video hits YouTube. I apologize, if it is pretty hard to hear me, but in any case, I'm not going to make any real important videos, and not that any of my videos are actually important, but, important to me, talking about things that are important to me, while I'm in the car, at least until I hear how the audio is on YouTube, and hear for myself that you can definitely hear me. Because, I wouldn't want to go rambling on about one of those things, and then, not feel like I wanted to do it over, but, want the video up on YouTube. Anyway. What I thought I would do with this video is just kind of go through all the different things that I've been planning videos for, because I have been planning videos, and, I've got a lot of ideas. The reason I haven't been posting much certainly isn't for lack of ideas or for lack of inspiration or anything like that. It really has just been lack of time, and so that's why I'm making time here in the car. So, I have been thinking of all these ideas and not having time to do them. And so I figured if I just made a video where I talk about all of my future ideas, then it will A, give you something to look forward to, and B, remind me of exactly what I should be working on. Okay. I did have at least one more philosophical type video in mind, which was another one that I'd like to do pretty soon, but don't want to do in the car. And I can't remember the word for it. I've noticed that a lot of ideas that I've come up with, such as agnosticism, obviously people came up with them before me. People came up with words for them long before I ever thought of them. But I thought of these ideas pretty much independently of anyone else. I didn't know there was a word for them. I didn't know that anyone else in the world believed them when I came up with these ideas. And, as such, these ideas have really stuck with me. Now, as I said in that video, I do tend to change my ideas depending on what's going on in the world around me. And, if someone points out something to me that in my mind completely disproves or proves something, then my beliefs change accordingly. Now, the idea that I'm going to talk about, and I think I'm borderline talking about now, but I'm going to try and go into more depth in a different video, is the idea that every action, every absolute good and evil can be determined by the amount of happiness it causes compared with the amount of unhappiness it causes. Now, as I said, I'll get a lot more into it later, but I very strongly believe this, and I believed it long before I ever knew there was a word for it, and I can't even think of what the word for it is now, but I promise that I will come up with it before I actually make the video. Okay, other ideas for videos. On a more lighthearted note, there's a game that I've been getting really heavily into called Dreamblade. For those of you who have played Magic the Gathering, which is a very popular game, let's see, it is made by the same company. It has a lot of similar mechanics, except that it is played with miniatures. Now, any of you who frequent gaming stores may have seen this game, and what I would like to do a video on is teaching people how to play this game, and also, going through some of the different, basically just spreading the word about the game and getting more people interested. It's definitely a very interesting game. It plays a lot like chess, actually, There's a lot of very heavy strategy involved. There's a little bit more luck involved than chess because, chess really doesn't have any luck elements, and this game does have some dice rolling. But for, the best players out there, the luck is made not to matter. And, that's a very important thing, is that the best players play the game in such a manner that they make sure that luck isn't going to affect them very much. There's obviously going to be times when the dice just come out completely wrong, and, if the worst player in the world was making all the best rolls and the best player in the world was making all the worst, then, the worst player would still win. But, for the most part, that's not how it works. And generally, more skilled players are able to win in most circumstances. And, I think it's somewhat like a lot of sports games in that way, because, again, similarly, a team can be very, very good and still lose games, but overall, the very good team has a much, much higher chance of winning, and it's generally expected that the good team will win. And it might be even more so in Dreamblade, because I've seen a lot of sports examples with upsets, and honestly, I haven't seen nearly as many in Dreamblade. There's of course always some, but I'll probably leave other players to make that comparison and see what they think. In any case, I've written some articles about this game, and I'll probably link you to those. I don't think there's too much else to say there until I go into my own video, except that I would really like to do a demo on here. And one thought I had is that I'm going to do at least 2 videos. The first of which I was thinking I would, just basically teach the game, show all the basic rules, but not really, play a game. Just basically, show each of the pieces, show how combat works, show the turn structure, all of that sort of thing. Basically, have a digital video rulebook. And a second video where I actually played the game, and possibly using some video editing, played it against myself. Maybe even, dress up in different clothing. It might require me to, script a lot of the game ahead of time, kind of make the dice rolls first, and then make the actual, players saying the things. But I think it would be a lot of fun, having 2 characters, essentially, both of which are played by me, playing a game of Dreamblade. I just got off the highway, and I'm turning onto Australia to van. Okay, well, those are my 2 big ideas. Not too many others come to mind when I think of things that I want to do with... excuse me for a second. Okay. Things I want to do with YouTube videos, but I'm certain that as I make those, more ideas will come to me. I don't know if I'll do either of those videos today, because a lot of it, well, for one thing, I don't know if I remembered to bring the wire to hook my camera up to my computer. I'd like to see these 2 videos on the computer before I actually start recording more videos. Okay, I suspect this video is running very long by now, and some of it you might not have been able to hear me during, and I'm starting to pull into the area where I take a bus to my classes. So, I'm going to leave you for now. It's possible sometime in the future that I might record a video on that bus. I probably won't though, because there are lots of random people on the bus often, and random people don't tend to like being recorded. Plus, I look rather silly talking to myself in front of them. Okay, ending the video, and I will hopefully upload these tonight. Have a good night, everyone, or good day, or good whatever, and I'm sure you will see me later. Bye.